All right, hello all.
Hello.
Welcome back. I did not actually line myself up in the frame. It's fine.
We were just talking about seeing ourselves on camera. You
I
didn't
know.
check yourself out first.
I thought I did, but one of the issues is that this is a roller chair. So I set it up and then I hit our starting soon screen, so I can't see it anymore. Then I go, get water and all of that. And so I think I just roll when I sit back down and I don't notice it, but it's fine.
It's all good.
It's all good. Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome.
Hello.
We are back.
Welcome.
Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Great Ace Attorney 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Might as well be called that, yeah.
Exactly. So we've just finished the first case, and I think we might be getting back to Ryunosuke.
Yeah.
Yay!
She's pretty good, I guess. No,
We gotta see
Susato.
what living with Sholmes has done to him for the past however long.
Oh, he's definitely gone insane. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no sanity left in that at all. You can't get away from that.
No.
Especially because if I remember correctly, at the beginning of the last case, before the end of the game, Sholmes got shot and was in the hospital. So he was recovering all this time too. It's not like bro is out there, making merry and leaving the house ever.
Apparently we have double audio again.
Interesting. You hear it?
I couldn't hear it.
I can't hear double audio on me, but also my interface might be being weirdo.
I mean, if neither
so
one
give me
can
a
hear
sec.
it, that's... Let me double check and make sure that... No, that should be right. On the quarter. That doesn't make
Hello,
sense.
testing. Is it me?
No, I mean, you sound... Everything sounds fine to me.
Yeah, it sounds normal to me. I sound normal to me. I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
Wait, what about on stream? You sound weird on stream?
I don't know. Give me a second.
Occasionally I can hear it. If it's really bad, I can hear the echo here.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot. Oops.
Nah, that's a...
Someone else's stream. Ignore that. Yeah, I'm not even seeing the waveform for it. Well, since I can't see it, I can't fix it.
A mystery.
A mystery. So, if I think, I'll just keep it in the back of my mind. Hopefully it's not too distracting. And I'll check it out after the stream as well, see if I can't diagnose it. So yeah. So, let's do introductions really quick. I am Kels. I assume I'm back to playing our defense. I will most likely play Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I am doing real great today. I got distracted and went off the rails. It's fine.
Very cool. Hello, my name is Manabingu. I'm your resident voice actor, and I also play that guy. He sounds like he's all about to sneeze every day. I don't know. That's how I do his voice. Like I'm about on the verge of a sneeze.
I mean, it works. So
it's great. And usually I play prosecution, or as we like to call it around here, horsecution. They're all hoes, I think. Yes. Anyway, yeah, that's me.
And my name is Lemur. I play Susato, and if we are in fact back with Ryunosuke, then I will have characters like the judge and
yes.
other people like that.
The ones I couldn't remember I was last time.
Because normally that's who I am.
Yeah, so let's recap. Okay. So many memo testified that him stabbing Brett's corpse acquits him of poisoning her somehow. Once again, the legal system is odd. And boasted that this was him doing what Japan is too cowardly to. We established his mens rea in cross-examination, but he kept pretending his motives were raised, so she took to the stand, which the judge luckily allowed. They testified that she confronted Brett about the poison, which Natsume passed her dad to see because of a previous poison experience he had. Dad asked how many Memo knew about the poison, which he learned by eavesdropping. We determined that he administered the poison before they showed up and stole it before he knew how it worked. He stabbed Brett to obscure the obvious poison symptoms. Many Memo...
Yeah.
I mean... Why would you use a poison you don't know what it's going to do? And it's not like there is ever any, like, completely undetectable poison like that is in spy novels. So...
Yeah. For funsies, TV.
Yeah. Many Memo tried to say we need to prove how he snuck the poison out of the lab, which we determined was by hiding it in the pen's ink reservoir that I think I found within the first 5 minutes of looking at the pen, and then had to sit on that information for the rest of the trial, which always makes it hard. Then he dropped the pen after slipping the poison into Brett's glass, and we used a reagent to prove it. Many Memo had his breakdown about patriotism, and they joined us for a new Taro takedown on him. It was our first date. It was very cute. He admitted he killed Giselle Brett after she was racist to him with the poison he happened to steal on a whim. He was investigating how she got off without consequences, and the editor censored him because of a conspiracy between Japan and Britain. Aochi committed seppuku on his burgeoning hair. Then they asked herself out on a milk date with us, and Hosonaga and Natsume found out we're Susato. We still don't know Brett's motive for killing Wilson or what his presence in the Herlock Sholmes stories has to do with it. Dad said he left to study in Great Britain about the time we were born and became a diplomat with secrets he can't tell us about this. But he lied about being sick to summon us back the day after Natsume came back with a report on his trials. Many Memo showed up to accuse Yujin of hiding secrets regarding Kazuma's death, but Judge Seishiro Jigoku, I don't know why that is really hard for me to read in Romaji. I'm like, what is that? Jig. Did a Seishiro sling on him before he could elaborate. Turns out that he knew about us being a girl the entire time, which is probably fair because they did a really shit job hiding it. I will say that. The number of times she said Susato, like, girl. And he was in cahoots with Dad to let it slide, but they are clearly hiding more stuff than that. In the report that prompted Dad to call us back to Japan, Natsume brought up a hitherto unspoken of second case set after the first clouded Kokoro case, which Sholmes made everyone keep the secret from the public. We assume it'll be a latter case we play and will involve the experience that led to him asking Dad to see the poison lab during Brett's murder. The fact that the judge's surname is Jikoku and how often that gets translated to hell because it refers to the Buddhist concept of Naraka, plus him flipping Nemo, interrupted the spiel about Kazuma's involvement in some alleged secret conspiracy between Japan and Britain's governments, immediately makes us suspicious of him. And that is, yeah, you can translate that to government. The classism count is 23. The racism count was either 2 or 3. I want to say it was 3. Giselle Brett got us a couple of times there at the end.
Yeah, it was the flashbacks that did us.
Yeah.
For that.
Sholmes should always sound like he just snorted coke. I mean, it's not wrong. Alright. So, now we have episode 2, the Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro. So, we may be getting into this already. Alright, let's do this. Episode 2. The Memoirs of the Clouded Kokoro.
It was a ghastly tale of a winter's night. One of an invisible killer and a crime perpetrated on the pavement along Briar Road. As the victim lay at death's door, the mystery of just who had stabbed the young lady from behind had been resolved. But no sooner had my friend saved that Eastern Exchange student from his harrowing plight Then in the dim, flickering shadows of gaslight, did a second bizarre crime rend the stillness of that very night. I dare say most can still recall the sensational headlines of the day.
This seems very dark.
Haunted apartments of death, the condemned criminal's curse, the dread demon of coal gas. Yet, though the great detective had at once discerned the truth upon his arrival at the scene, it only proved to be the overture that announced the rising of the curtain on a most tragic play.
Okay. Hey, we're back!
Thank God.
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. I'm a fledgling lawyer, just starting out on my journey. 6 months ago, oh my god, has he been stuck here for 6 months with Sholmes? Like, holy shit, man, that would make anyone go crazy. Susato's going to come back and, like, we're just doing Sholmes' bullshit? It's fine. 6 months ago, I arrived as a visiting student of law, having made the long voyage across the sea from the Empire of Japan to here, London, England. And on the way, in quite extraordinary circumstances, I made the acquaintance of a world-famous detective. Currently, I reside in the attic of the detective's own lodgings, from where I run my legal consultancy of sorts. I've successfully defended a number of clients in Britain's highest court, the Old Bailey. But since a particularly grueling and unforgettable legal battle 4 months ago now, okay, so it has been 4 months that Susato's been gone?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, this man is not sane. I haven't returned to the courtroom. In truth, I lost my right to return. I should point out, he literally did the exact same thing that Phoenix did when Maya left.
Yeah.
He just didn't work. Which at least, like, we know that he's not paying rent here, I think. So at least this one makes sense. I still don't know how Nick managed to pay rent in LA and not work for a year. But that epic trial was just one small part of an epic tale. A tale which was now about to awaken from slumber. Thanks to a letter that arrived this morning from my homeland. Doing great. What a delicious smell wafting up the stairs. It must be nearly time for breakfast. I'd better go down to Mr. Sholmes' suite. Does he make us breakfast too?
Precious.
And say good morning to the great detective and his flatmate.
Gay.
No, that's Iris.
Oh, I thought it was
Oh,
my bad.
We're gay.
we're gay. Yeah.
30th of August, 7:28 a.m. Sholmes' suite.
Sholmes is a male life. Oh, I believe I was.
My child!
Iris.
Yes, I think you were Iris.
Oh. Ah, Ryuno! Good! I was just about to call up to you. The bacon's ready.
Good morning, Iris. Smells delicious as usual. Oh my god, we both have the 10-year-old making us breakfast now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Before we eat, though, I have some news. I got a thing this morning.
Shh, not another word, Mr. Naruhodo. This could just be the abstruse theme for my pre-breakfast stagnation, repelling mental stimulation, my dear fellow.
Morning to you too, Mr. Sholmes.
Yes, I see.
Okay.
So that's it.
Post.
Ooh. You want a kiss? Mwah.
Let's not.
Oh, you're just jealous. Anyway, the truth is as clear to me as day. My faculties of the observation have revealed it again.
What are you talking about?
Nobody knows, but actually you, Mr. Naruhodo, you have this very morning met with a surprise.
Well, that's not much deduction when I said I did, but okay.
Well, is that not the case? Really, my dear fellow, it barely warrants explanation. Firstly, your hair is particularly unkempt, somewhat reminiscent of a bird's nest. Secondly, you have neglected to fasten the third button of your jacket.
Jesus Christ. Ryunosuke, you're a mess.
Clearly, when considered together, these two facts point to you having been flustered this morning. Oh.
Can I talk now?
No. But of course, sorry. Though I don't look for admiration, you understand.
My hair always looks like this. It's been this way since I first met you.
It's like I woke up like this.
Yeah.
Oh, it has.
And the button was ripped off last night, if you remember, by you. Well,
Oh,
now.
whoa!
Shit.
What
Okay.
happened last night?
Hey, pulled your button off?
Iris, this isn't an appropriate conversation for you to be a part of.
What happened after?
Yes, I recall the incident now. It was after supper, was it not?
We can't talk about this in front of Iris, Sholmes.
Not in front of the children! As the evening advanced, I picked up my violin and began to play the wailing notes of a haunting tune. But then, my utterly dismay, the third string snapped. Why did it have to happen? Why?
So did we have angry sex? Is that what happened? Because you broke a violin string?
Little wonder then that in my vexation I grabbed the first button I saw and I ripped it off its proper place. That is so red.
Well, I'd like it back now, please. It's troubling me that I can't fasten my jacket.
Ah, yes, it's troubling for me that you expect me to know where it is. Somewhere thereabouts on the floor, one presumes.
Helpful.
What matters at the present time, my dear fellow, is simply whether or not my deduction was an erring.
It was all wrong, so it was all an error.
But Harley, Reno said it when he came here, didn't he? I had a surprise this morning.
You tell him, Iris.
Oh, yes, well, that really is a surprise.
Yes, this man is the pride of the British Empire.
Lord help them.
The famous consulting detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. And now you know why the British Empire was like that. There can't be a single person in the world who doesn't know his name. Britain is doomed.
All right then, enough of this silly conversation. Come and eat this bacon before it gets cold.
Don't have to tell me twice.
And I have a new herbal tea for you to try too. My latest special blend.
And
I
here,
get to play little tea parties with all my friends. I'm so happy.
and here we have Iris Wilson, Mr. Sholmes' lodger and companion. A truly exceptional young girl who's the author of a highly successful serialization here in London. Yes, The Adventures of Herlock Sholmes as published in the Branched magazine.
So, Mr. Naruhodo, won't you put us out of our misery? What surprised you this fine morning?
Oh, I'm allowed to speak now?
Yes.
Oh, well, I received a letter from Japan.
Oh, from Susie, you mean? Was it really?
That's right. And she had some rather startling news, in fact.
Ah, intriguing indeed. You must tell us about it over breakfast.
I keep forgetting that he leans in, and it is, like, please stop.
Ah, yes, what honey.
Okay, do we talk with him or do we try to find our button on the floor?
It's like, oh no, he has to keep talking. Holy
We'll
shit.
talk. Alright, Miss Susato's letter. This is the letter that arrived from Japan this morning by international post.
Oh, how lovely. Look at Susie's beautiful handwriting. I wish I could read it.
And how is your judicial assistant faring, may I ask?
She's very well, thank you. In fact, according to what she's written, she actually appeared as a lawyer at the Japanese Supreme Court and won a case.
Oh, really? Oh, isn't she wonderful?
She's the best.
Cut above your good self, my dear fellow.
No one asked you. I've won cases too, you know. Apparently, Mr. Natsume appeared in the trial as a witness.
Natsume. No. I don't recall that name, no.
Of
no.
course you do! We helped the man! Twice! You know?
Nah.
In those two cases.
Fake. Not real.
Yeah, in those two cases that took place on Briar Road 6 months ago.
Doesn't sound real.
Oh, the moustache, twitchy man with the somewhat feline eyes and the moustache.
Yes.
Homeboy remembers shit like I do. Like,
He didn't have two mustaches, Hurley.
Oh, yes. Who could forget those two cases? They made a very deep impression on me.
Yeah, they certainly
So much
did.
so that I forgot both of them. Although I must confess, the details are a little hazy now.
A very deep impression they made on you. Clearly. Alright, startling news.
So, what was this startling news penned by Miss Susato?
Well, she has a girlfriend for us.
Ooh. Wedding invite? Mayhaps.
Do you remember the case of the haunted lodgings, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh, yes, it's very interesting, you know. I don't feel entirely uncertain that a case of that nature did not occur.
He's totally forgotten then.
Can
Anyway,
you tell us not to talk about it?
in her letter, Miss Susato asked that we read over her case notes again and investigate further.
Oh, though it took place half a year ago, for what purpose?
Because of something that Mr. Natsume said to her, apparently. He suggested that the real reason why she was called back to Japan so suddenly might have something to do with that case of the haunted lodgings.
Oh?
On Mr. Natsume's return to Japan, Miss Susato's father questioned him about the case, she says. And something Mr. Natsume said appeared to trouble Professor Mikotoba, prompting him to send that telegram.
Oh, that case, yeah.
Are both of you still catching up? They're like, which case was that again?
It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yes.
And I had compiled the whole story into a nice, neat manuscript ready for publication, too. But then Harley here was all funny about it, remember? It was very mean. That story must not be published, you said. Very mysteriously as well.
Oh, really? I said that? Are you sure?
Do you perhaps know something about it as well, Mr. Sholmes? About why Miss Susato was suddenly told 4 months ago that she had to return to Japan? Alright, Miss Susato's repatriation.
It's been 4 months now since we waved Susie off at Dover. The best 4 months of my life. I mean, it was such a shock, wasn't it? The way she just suddenly announced that she had to go back to Japan.
It was heartbreaking.
Indeed it was, due to a telegram she received from her homeland, I believe.
That's right. Telling her to return urgently.
Oh, yes, because her father had passed away.
Yeah, weirdly enough, he doesn't seem to have been passed away. No. It just said he was suffering from a high fever, the cause of which was unknown. He's not dead.
Oh,
She can still hear his voice sometimes.
that's disappointing.
But-
I mean, what?
But according to this letter, that news about her father's fever was just a ruse.
A ruse? So Susie's daddy lied to her so that she'd make the voyage back home. Why would he do that?
I have to admit, I have absolutely no idea. But she believes it's almost certainly related to the case of the haunted lodgings. Summoning her back to Japan so suddenly like that? I wonder what Miss Susato's father is hiding.
Hallie, do you know what this is all about?
I
Okay.
just changed my outfit.
You just got dressed.
Hmm? Oh, well, who can say?
What? But you said...
Oh, please. I have engagements, my dear fellow. My calendar is quite surprisingly full today. And a stringent analysis of the matter would be excessive, I feel, even if I were quite at leisure.
What was that, Lemur?
Some of us have friends.
Oh, shit. So, man the fort at my absence, won't you, Iris?
Should we
'Cause I
really
don't
leave
trust this
Iris
guy.
alone for as many hours a day as we do?
She's fine.
No.
I will, Hallie. Don't worry. See you later.
Voila.
He
That's
scuttled
why you
off.
just evaporate.
Then he just disappeared.
He scuttled off rather quickly there. I think perhaps Professor Mikotoba isn't the only one hiding something here. Soseki-san was involved in 2 cases, but only one of them was forbidden from being published. By, of all people, Mr. Sholmes.
Aha! I found them at last.
Iris? Are they...
The notes about the case. That's right. Susie and I compiled them together. The case of the haunted lodgings. Do you want to read them, Ryuno?
Absolutely. Thank you, Iris. I have no idea what secrets could still be hiding in the shadows of this case. But perhaps if I read over the notes again, something might come to light.
That's the spirit.
Why do you have your gun?
Because if you don't read it, I'll be angry.
And so, Iris and I decided to read over the case notes again together. Everything from what happened to our investigation and that fierce battle in court that followed. Reliving every detail. I just need to find a clue. And I have all the time in the world because apparently I don't work.
And you don't have friends, apparently.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Besides Sholmes and Iris.
we're Japanese in Britain. So,
Oh, no.
yeah, probably not. Because of course, I'm no longer allowed to practice law in the courts of Great Britain. Never mind.
Whoa. Whoa, did we have our license revoked? What the?
We
We can't have no lawyeros?
I know. Did we lose our cereal box badge?
Lawyero privileges? Damn.
Did they actually put something in place so I have to pass a test first
Damn.
and be, like qualified now?
Oh, man. Not the because of gilded, yeah, probably.
It was 6 months ago. A mysterious incident that unfolded on the wintry streets of London. A young woman was found lying on the snowy pavement of Briar Road with a knife in her back. Fortunately, her life was spared, but she was unconscious for several days following the incident. The fog was thick and nobody saw her attack her, but by a cruel twist of fate, a visiting Japanese student was walking behind her at the time and was duly arrested.
Yikes.
That man was Soseki-san, and the man who effected his arrest was Mr. Sholmes. Look at us. See, we deserve to be together again.
We're so cute.
Believing in our compatriot's innocence, Susato-san and I decided to represent Soseki-san in court. And after a grueling trial of many twists and turns, we finally managed to prove his innocence.
Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation!
Was the man's reaction after the trial. But his jubilant jubilation was short-lived.
Sucks to be in.
We received a telegram from Mr. Sholmes the following morning. The victim of the Briar Road stabbing has regained consciousness. Hurry to Bart's at once. So, Susato-san and I summoned a hansom and headed immediately to the hospital. That's a rat.
Why?
21st of February, 5:30 a.m., St. Bartholomew's Hospital Recovery Ward.
The size of a freaking chihuahua. There you are at last!
It is kind of cute. I will give them that. Good morning, Mr. Sholmes.
I think not.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, we're in a flashback, so...
Oh, you're late! What an attack you so long?
Your telegram only arrived at 5 o'clock, Mr. Sholmes, and it's a 20-minute ride to the hospital.
That's right, and it's 5:30 now. I think we made very good time.
Oh, the time is utterly irrelevant. The fact is, I've been waiting for what has felt like an eternity. In point of fact, I myself was woken at 4 this morning by a telegram boy. And feeling it was somewhat unjust that I alone had been aroused at such an hour, I sent one to you.
Why, thank you. Well, thanks for that.
Oh, nice.
Anyway, you're here now, so the victim is over there. She's only just regained consciousness. You should introduce yourselves, and I shall observe from here.
Sholmes likes to watch.
Yeah.
No more.
So that's the lady who was found on the snow-covered pavement with the knife in her back.
Her name is, yes, here we are, Miss Green.
Hello.
Hi, Rat.
Eek! A mouse, Mr. Naruhodo. An enormous one.
Vermin in a hospital? That doesn't seem the best.
But it looks like a very healthy specimen, doesn't it? It's very plump.
Coral.
I'm not sure we can say that's down to the excellence of this facility, if that's what you were thinking. Okay, so the rat is the, okay, apparently I have to examine her. The rat is the healthiest thing in this hospital. This looks like the patient's treatment notes. Let's see. Do not feed. What is this place, a zoo?
What?
You know, I seem to remember seeing an almost identical sign in our local park.
For the pigeons, yes. This is a person. Poor woman, I hope she hasn't read this. Hello, ma'am. Good morning. Oh.
No, baby girl.
Hello. I'm a Ryunosuke Naruhodo, from the Empire of Japan.
I'll take her. Oh no, was it your knife that... Are you the man who...
No. I'm a lawyer.
And I'm Susato.
Sorry.
I'm Susato Mikotoba. Pleased to meet you. Oh no, was it your knife then? Are you the one? No, I assure you, I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant.
It was the mouse. The mouse did it.
Clearly.
We heard that you regained consciousness and wanted to come to give you our best wishes. Best wishes for me? Thank you. I'm Olive. Olive Grace.
Olive Grace.
We're starting out great here.
Well, no, that's not right, is it? I mean, what I mean is, I'm trying to be an artist.
Do you make art? Then you are an artist. Like, hold it. You can do it.
None of this aspiring shit.
Exactly.
You got this, girl.
You're not aspiring. You're an artist if you make art.
Well, what I really mean is, I desperately want to be an artist.
You do have some paintbrushes.
But the truth is, I don't have any talent. I know I don't.
Fuck talent. No one needs talent.
It's no wonder I was stabbed in the back. Ooh.
These two things are not related, ma'am.
You're bad at drawing, Stab.
I'm so bad at drawing, it meant I should die. It's like that episode of SpongeBob. There was once a man that was so ugly, and then everyone died.
Yeah. Once was an ugly particle. It was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
I don't think that's related, actually.
Gosh, this young woman seems to bend over backwards to put herself down.
Seeing as we're here, we should ask her about what happened from her perspective, I suppose. Alright, about the incident. I guess, yeah.
I guess we'll ask her what happened to her.
To suddenly be struck in the back by a blade as you were walking along the pavement. What a terrible experience you had, Miss Green.
It was so cold that day, and the fog was so thick, I couldn't see a thing. That was 4 days ago now, I think. Is that right? Yes, that's right. I'm afraid you've been comatose all that time. But the case has been solved, hasn't it? While I've been here in the hospital, I mean. Oh, jump scare.
Indeed, it has, my dear madame. Particularly by none other than I, Herlock.
Okay, you were wrong, but that's okay.
Mr. Sholmes, as you well know, it was Mr. Naruhodo's hard work in the court that solved the case.
Love you, Susato.
I mean, him too, I guess. But yes, also me.
Yeah. Are you yet to hear what happened, Miss Green?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A gentleman from the police force is supposed to be coming to fill me in shortly. Oh, I see. Me coming around seems to have made everyone frantically busy. I'm so sorry. I should have never regained consciousness. I'm so selfish of me.
No, you're fine.
Coral.
Oh, no. We're also relieved that you're on the mend, Miss Green. Really, we are.
That kind of attitude, maybe her surname should be Blue, not Green.
I'm epic.
I love how I just let Susato comfort her, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make snarky jokes in my head.
Oh.
All right, about yourself. So, you're an artist, are you, Miss Green?
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly claim that. I'm a fledgling artist at best. I mean, I am a student of art, really, at the Thorndike Academy of Fine Arts.
That sounds like something that you are just throwing money at.
Yeah. Oh, my, an Academy of Fine Arts? Great Britain is such a wonderful country.
No, tell me, Miss Green, where do you live hereabouts?
Oh, no, actually. I don't deserve it, but I have a little flat on Brixton Road. Oh my god, girl.
I see. Oh, very interesting.
Do you pay the rent? Like, because then you deserve it.
Oh, no, is it?
Oh, Brixton, some 10 stops away from the underground from here. And Thorndike Academy at a mere 3-minute walk from Brixton Town Centre.
Does it matter, Mr. Sholmes?
Perhaps not, but Briar Road is a far less salubrious part of town by comparison, dwelt in by those inferior means. Including the maleficent Mr. Moustache.
Inferior means? I suppose Soseki-san does fit the bill.
Oh, it struck me as somewhat of an ordinary for a young fine art student to be walking at such a district. That's all.
What's this? She suddenly clammed up.
Yeah, we dissed her. Mr. Sholmes, you should be ashamed of yourself prying into a young maiden's private affairs.
Oh, dear me. Do forgive me.
Doesn't feel like a proper apology, but okay.
He's just laughing.
If you don't mind. I'm being discharged shortly, so I need to pack up my things.
Oh, yes, of course. We won't keep you. Thank you so much, Miss Green. Alright, what's in her bag?
What's in your bag?
That must be a bag of Miss Green's personal belongings.
She would have been brought directly here after she was found stabbed on the pavement, though.
I expect a friend or family member probably brought some things for her.
Alright then, let's see what's inside. A change of clothes, no doubt, and...
No, Mr. Naruhodo, you must never scrutinize a young maiden's personal belongings.
I love how...
Call him Queen.
Like, she's just accompanied by two men that don't know what the social contract is, and she just keeps having to slap our hands away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, no.
Bad.
But the young maiden might have chocolates, or biscuits, or caramel.
Damn, dude.
She might share. It's 5 a.m. I had to get up for this.
Yeah, I forgot it's 5:30 a.m.
This rounded wooden figure isn't the most, well, charming, is it?
I don't think that's a decoration, Mr. Naruhodo. It's an artist's mannequin, I believe, used when practicing sketching the human form in different poses.
Really? It's not exactly what you'd call a typical figure for that purpose, though, is it?
Are you fat-shaming the artist model?
Hello? Hello?
No, I suppose not. I confess I've never seen one quite so full-figured before. Y'all...
Guys.
Well, if you want to draw a full-figured person, it's the right tool for the job.
Good job, Ryunosuke.
Yes. Good.
Good recovery.
Look, there's a photograph in this frame here.
It does look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
No.
Oh, yes. This is me. It's
Yeah.
a picture of a young gentleman.
He looks to be about the same age as Miss Green, I would say. Perhaps the young woman's special someone, do you think?
Can you imagine just sitting in your hospital bed waiting to get out of the hospital after you've just been stabbed, and these two idiots are just chit-chatting about you off to your, like, right?
trying to get in your bag to see if you've got candy.
At the very least, I hope maybe like they're talking to each other in like Japanese, so she doesn't
I would
understand that they're
assume
talking
so,
about
but
her. That would make it a little bit better, because then, you know, they're just talking as opposed to just fucking speaking English and them being like, let's go through this bitch's stuff.
yeah.
Let's judge her whole life. My Mr. Naruto, I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart.
Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of.
Wow. At
I'm
least
very
he's honest.
romantic. I'm a keeper. Oh my god. This a bailiff, or do one of you want to take it?
Do you just want to do Bailiff Elmo?
I'll
for
do
these
bailiff
guys?
Elmo. Is there a Mr. Narrow Fodder here? Mr. Narrow Fodder?
Not narrow fodder.
Narrow Fodder now? Well, if you're looking for Naruhodo, the lawyer, that's me. But Mr. Narrow Fodder, good. This is for you. It's a message from a Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg.
Saucy Nutsmeg?
I had
I
to
hate
say
it
that
here.
with a semi-straight face.
Not the Saucy Nutsmeg. That one hurt me.
That's one of those names that you try to prank call someone with.
That's somebody's drag name.
Yeah.
Are you Joe Mama?
And if it's not, like, someone needs to pick it up. Like,
Saucy Nutmeg. Where's the drag queen, Saucy Nutmeg? Where you at, girl? Where you at, queen?
Mr. Oh my god. Mr. Natsume sent a message to me? How did you get Natsume from Nutsmeg?
Yes.
I mean,
Saucy Nutsmeg.
Mr. Saucy Nutsmeg.
That's his drag name. Yeah.
but why would a policeman be delivering a message from Mr. Natsume?
Exactly.
Nutmeg.
Oh, what's going on? What's a Scotland Yard constable doing playing delivery boy at this time in the morning?
Oh, what are you waiting for? Let me see that.
It's mine!
No, it's mine now.
Oh.
Well, this is most unexpected.
Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? I would know if you hadn't taken that paper from me, but whatever.
Is something wrong, Mr. Sholmes? He says. Have you not seen this note?
No, believe it or not, I haven't. No? How could I have?
Oh, it would seem that London's criminals have no intention of letting the great detective rest. A new case calls, a case of murder, no less. He must depart at once.
Murder?
Call a cab. Time for this is of the essence.
But, well, the trouble is, we've yet to read Mr. Natsume's note. I was thinking we ought to pay him a visit in his lodgings once we did.
Well, that would be entirely convenient.
Convenient? What do you mean?
It's all here in the note, my dear fellows. The murder we must investigate took place at Mr. Moustache's lodgings.
Oi, you put some respect on Mr. Nutsmeg's name.
Saucy will have a word with you soon.
Exactly. Wait, what?
I'll hail a
What
fierce.
No idea. They just keep
Yucker?
making up words, I think, for transportation, is what I've
I'll
come
hail
up
a cab at once.
Cab.
with.
Cash cab.
I'm sure that that's actually a thing.
Oh, I'm
but,
sure.
like,
I have no idea what it is.
Fiker? It's either Fiker or Fiars, like you said.
It was only yesterday that Soseki-san was in court and we were dispelling doubts about his innocence. And now, the very next day, there's a murder at the man's own address? He may very well be the unluckiest man alive.
He is.
Or so it seemed to us at the time, but we were soon to discover it was worse than we thought. 21st of February, 7:18 a.m. Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Ground floor.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, fuck.
What on earth? You killed the jester!
Not the court jester.
Oh my, the gentleman is deceased without question. He's dead.
Mr. Natsume! Mr. Nutmeg!
Oh, wait, what? Nothing. What's happening? Why me? I've only just got out of court yesterday. I was finally home after 2 days of misery. And then I wake up in the next day to this. No early bird should get to work like this. Worm without wiggle. Oh, I see you're in high spirits again this morning, Mr. Massage. No! Not the horrible Herlock Sholmes. You show yourself the door. I never invited you.
Fair.
Mr. Sholmes came here with us. I'm quite sure he'll be able to help you, Mr. Natsume.
I'm quite sure he will not, but that's okay.
I'm entirely at your disposal, Mr. Mustache. What can I do for you?
Just, yeah, they are already, the busybodies.
We're lawyers, we're supposed to be here. He's not, but, you know, like...
Oh, Inspector Gregson, what a pleasant surprise.
Pleasant, is it? Gives me heartburn every time I see your face in the crime scene, Mr. Sholmes.
Is it that, or is it the fish and chips?
Oh, ha! I deduce, Inspector, that your heartburn is a result of your excessive consumption of fried food.
I was on the same page as Sholmes. I'll just go check myself in.
Put a pin on that one.
Oh.
Good morning, Inspector.
This is a crime scene. Don't you go touching anything.
Or good morning to you too, Sunshine. All right.
What a scene.
Well, yeah.
What a scene.
We have the judging dude. We have the dead gay. We have the I'm so hungover I can't think right now, but also what the fuck happened last night? Did we do cocaine? Oh, I thought we might be able to see Sholmes. We cannot see Sholmes, but he's in the background, dancing,
Probably
I'm
sniffing
sure.
a cactus or something.
Let's talk to Gregson first. Get the lay of the land. So, Inspector, what was the victim's name? Who was he?
Whoa! Really? Oh god, I was like, not Gavis Bettel, I'll tell you that much. It's Mr. William Shamspeare. He was a lodger here. As you can probably tell, he was an actor. A bit of a dead loss, as it happens, or just dead.
Oh my.
Mr. Shamspeare?
It's a terrible name, yes, I know. Very unfortunate. It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, and the other lodger, Mr. Natsume, who found him.
If we never have to talk to Mr. Garadeb ever again, I will be happy.
Yeah, that'd be great. Fella didn't rise at his usual hours, so Garadeb got worried and kicked the door down.
But doesn't Mr. Garadeb have a bad leg?
Oh, yes, you're right there. It was that jittery Japanese hunchback over here who actually did the kicking.
Really? Soseki-san?
Oh yeah, the victim was pretty hard up, it seems. Even done some time inside for petty crimes. Had no money, no place to go, no friends. His only acquaintances were the people in this house. Miserable life and a miserable end to it.
So, what exactly is Mr. Natsume still doing here? He's not involved in the investigation, so shouldn't you have, sent him away from the crime scene?
Now we want to make him stare at the body.
Well, I'm not saying it's because the fella looks odd or anything, or that he acts suspicious. But I thought it would be prudent to take a statement from the cohabiter. Yes, that's what I meant.
You nearly said culprit there, didn't you?
No, you have no proof.
Oh dear, Mr. Natsume appears to be under suspicion again.
It certainly seems that way. He does just kind of come across as such an odd fellow, doesn't he?
Poor man. How unfortunate.
Anyway, I can't say much until the coroner gets here. But I don't think this fella has been a goner that long. The body's still warm.
Even if the inspector would allow it, I don't think I could bring myself to touch a dead body.
Chums, I'll do it.
Yeah.
No, I said hands off. You're gonna mess up the crime scene.
Oh, no, I just wanted to look, that's all.
No chance. I know you're kind. You'll mess it up just by looking at it.
Aw, someone's in a bad mood.
There's certainly some bad air in here, isn't it? No.
Alright, it sounds like I'd better talk to the inspector first and try to curry some favor. I just talked to him. I don't want to.
He's being rude. Should we talk to the dead body?
No, I can't. What a terrible thing to have happened.
It's only been 3 days since I got arrested for the incident on the pavement outside. Oh, and then having finally regained my freedom, starts happening all over again. Endless existence, excruciating experiences.
So, the victim lived here on the ground floor, and your room is just one story up, isn't it?
Yes, that's right, in a way. We were neighbors, I suppose.
So, did you know the victim? Were you friends? Is this when you tell me that you, told the victim yesterday you wished he was dead or something?
I'm thinking maybe.
What's the matter with Soseki-san now? It was an innocent enough question, wasn't it? Why does he seem so shaken by it?
Well, I just suppose he was a complete stranger. But he never invited me to his room. Never!
Did you guys do gay shit? Is that what this is?
Yes, it was gay shit. On my honor, I swear it.
It's okay, you just touched dicks. It's fine.
What an extreme reaction. You're probably wishing you never asked now, aren't you, Mr. Naruhodo?
Yep.
When we found him here, I felt wretched, which is why I sent word asking you to come. Throw that inspector over there! Sholmes, what the fuck?
Oh, look. There he is. So now we have the dude that has had to take care of all of his drunk friends for the last 6 hours and is fucking done with everyone. The dude that had way too much to drink and might be dead. Most of the way through a hangover and wondering what the fuck happened. And the man who decided that the only way to get over his hangover was to start drinking Jaeger bombs at 6 a.m. Mr. Sholmes, what are you doing?
Oh, you need only observe to know, my dear fellow. Investigating naturally.
There's nothing natural about that pose.
Mr. Sholmes, have you made some miraculous discovery?
Oh, patience, my dear madam, patience. We've not been here in this room for 5 minutes. So far, all I've managed to deduce is what actually happened.
Okay, so he's managed to deduce what did not happen, but...
Oh my goodness. But isn't that everything we need to know, Mr. Sholmes?
Now that you propose the idea, I believe one could indeed see it that way. At the present time, I've managed to draw 2 incompatible conclusions. First, that there was a physical struggle here last night in which the victim fought for his life.
Mr. Natsume, what's wrong? Is something that Mr. Sholmes said significant somehow?
No, don't mind me. I forget I was here.
Hard to do, but okay.
And my second conclusion is that there was a poison lingering in the air last night that passed the victim's lips. Nonsense!
All right, Mr. Natsume. Why are you reacting so extremely to Mr. Sholmes' deductions?
No, please, pretend I'm not here. Invisible, infallible, incrucible, insignificant.
Impossible to ignore.
You must tell us everything, Mr. Sholmes. Spare no detail.
But of course, I love hearing those words. Let the theatrical tragedy before us be unraveled by my great deductions, presented for your pleasure in 2 acts.
We've heard some truly astounding great deductions from Mr. Sholmes in the past. No doubt this will be no exception. What miracles will unfold before our eyes this time?
So, my dear fellows, for your delight and wonder, let's the curtain rise. For Herlock Sholmes' logic and reasoning spectacular, Act 1.
Alright, the great deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Cause of death.
Careful observation of the victim reveals to us the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Foam at the mouth of the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains which you will observe.
A big stick of butter.
1/2 a sizable bar of soap. Meaningful? Indubitably.
If you're about to tell me that he died because he started eating the soap with a fork, I'm fucking done.
Not the Tide Pod challenge this early in the game. Why is the soap set so purposefully upon the dish? Like the victim's last supper, in fact, yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. It appears that the young man's appetite was his undoing. Take up his arms in the form of cutlery, and the victim engaged in a deadly battle for his life. Yes, the struggle against the hunger was in vain, for in the end he could resist devouring the slippery feast. But Londa's footstep is besmirched with foul poison. Oh yes, the victim's life was claimed by the poison that tainted the contents of his plate. The soap and the lather about the young man's mouth are too perfectly matched to ignore.
I love how his deduction is not eating soap may kill you. It is the soap must have been poisoned.
Yeah. So real, so true, Bessie. The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to excessive ingestion of foul soap. Though personally, I have a greater interest in the taste of the foul candle wax, of course.
Okay.
What? You eat candles?
All right, conclusion.
What the?
Poisoning from soap ingestion.
Sure.
Topic 2. Suicide or murder?
Cause of death identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and die alone? This single teacup suggests the answer. Oh, to draw a conclusion on such meager evidence would be foolish, however, certainly.
I am just transfixed by Natsume's face.
He's going through it.
Man has had so much cocaine right now.
Careful criminal could have absconded with his own cup to cover his tracks. Well, allow me to lift a vial of doubt, my dear fellow. Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the broken lock. Though forced open now, at the time of the incident, this door was locked. And the sole key was in the victim's pocket. In other words, when the victim was consumed the poison, he must have been alone. Alone with his inferior self, from whence he wafted an inferior scent. And with that acrid aroma lingering in the air, the victim met his end in tragic solitude. We can take comfort only in the fact that the soul was well cleansed on his way to the hereafter.
So Sholmes looked around here and went, you know what? This fucker just ate a bar of soap.
Yes! You're so true. Yes.
That, like, why the fuck is everyone... No wonder he spent 5 minutes here and went, duh, I figured it out.
Guys, I've got this galaxy brain idea.
Oh,
He ate soap.
He ate soap, everyone. Thus concludes the final act of Herlock Sholmes' great deduction. Thank you. You can start clapping now. Yes. Where's the applause? Oh no, Susato, don't lose me now, Gregson, come on, man. Please, someone clap.
There's just one thing, Mr. Sholmes. We'll start with one.
No, you are disposed to identifying just one thing, are you, Mr. Naruhodo? Pray, what concerns you?
Well, no matter how hungry he was, do you really think the man would have eaten soap?
Well, it's quite apparent that this man had barely a penny to his name. It is a curious thing, but one to dispute soap can certainly appear quite irresistibly appetizing. Susato, no!
How extraordinary.
Nor. In truth, I have tried a little soap myself in the past.
Well, now we know what the issue is. You've eaten it, you mean?
Well, my dear fellow, it was some time ago. My postulation was that it would cleanse my gut.
You obviously need the leeches for that, duh.
And did it?
As I withered in agony on the floor and spilled the contents of my stomach, yes, I believe it did. The experience taught me a valuable lesson. Soap is quite poisonous. It has an unpleasant taste and leads to great discomfort. In summary, I cannot recommend it, no.
Believe me, I wouldn't eat it even if you did.
There's something that troubles me as well, actually.
Oh? What's that?
It's Mr. Natsume. Just
I mean,
everything about him.
he's very worrying.
I couldn't help noticing him shuddering and quivering out of the corner of my eye. Almost as if Mr. Sholmes' deductions touched a nerve somehow.
Nonsense.
Well, That clenched teeth episode didn't last.
I think, judging by Mr. Natsume's reaction, the great detective's deductions may need some gentle corrections in order to reach the actual truth.
Yeah, Mr. Sholmes' observations and deductions are, sometimes a little too sharp. He has a tendency to hit the nail on the side of the head and drive it in as an obtuse angle. When he does that, it falls to us to straighten things out. Alright then, let's see what we can do.
Yes, we must pick out the keywords in Mr. Sholmes' quite brilliant deductions, and discreetly exchange them for something that makes a little more sense. If we could do that. I'm sure we'll arrive at what Mr. Sholmes meant to say in the first place.
Alright, yeah, sure.
In that case, are you ready for the second performance of the day? Once again, my dear fellows, for your continued delight and wonder, let the curtain rise. For Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular, Act 1. Part 2.
Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Man, it's been a bit since I said that. That was...
Felt it. You felt it in your jelly.
I felt it.
Careful observation of the victim reveals us that the events that transpired in this disconsolate room last night. Film at the mouth at the deceased clearly indicates the use of poison. Next to the victim, we notice a large dining plate which contains, as you will observe, one half sizable bar of soap. Meaningful, indubitably. Why is the soap set so purposely upon the dish? If the victim's last supper, in fact, yes. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Not somebody's face like, what the? You're looking like The Office, like this is close up.
Well, you can't deny that a fork implies the man was eating something. Or about to eat something.
Yes, that's true. If I were to decide to eat some soap, I should prefer to use a fork than attempt with chopsticks.
And of course, only half the bar of soap is left on the plate.
But might there not be some other explanation? Something material that proves whether or not the man really ate some soap. Could it be... Oh, was it? I don't know who that is. Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals. What's that?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's something on his hat.
Okay, so... Oh, I can't look at things. I mean, I suppose you'd eat soap with a fork, would you?
I don't think it's a question of which implement you'd use. You shouldn't eat soap, full stop.
You heard it here from Susato fans. But then why? Why does the man have a fork in his hand?
I can just see it in an early draft. They were like, no, we're gonna let Susato think you can eat soap. Because she thinks islands float. And then they were like, no, the kids are gonna eat the soap.
The kids are gonna eat soap.
I cannot believe that you can eat soap.
That's a Tide Pod challenge. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
No.
Ye old Tide Pod.
Tide Pod challenge. No!
Oh dear, I understand your frustration, Mr. Naruto, but please don't take it out on me. The point is, if we decide the man used this fork to eat the soap, we wouldn't be changing Mr. Sholmes' deduction. So we really ought to consider some other clues.
Alright. How about the other piece of soap? Look, there's more soap on the floor here. Mr. Shamspeare must have really loved this stuff.
Let's not jump to conclusions, Mr. Naruto. Look closely at this soap. Do you see that it would fit together perfectly with the half bar on the table?
What the? How can that be?
I think that they are the two halves of the same bar that broke apart.
Oh, okay. I apologize. I am apparently still remembering how to play this game. Do you think he was drinking tea with his soap?
The cup's empty, so there's no way of knowing.
How about this for an idea? Perhaps the cup was full of water, and he was dissolving soap in it so he could gulp as much down as possible?
Please remember that he may not actually have been the soap lover that he's been made out to be.
Okay, so that's all I've got. So what's my question? Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the fork reveals the answer. Considering we have another half of a bar of soap here, I'm going to say the answer was probably no.
Take that!
Yeah!
Fresh.
Could it be that the man was about to eat it? Of course, the other piece of soap reveals the answer.
It being the other half of the soap on the table. In short, the victim was not eating soap at all. But it's obvious, really, for no depths of hunger could drive a man to attempt to eat soap.
Ryunosuke's face is like, bitch,
Like,
what the fuck?
Bitch.
I believed
You said
this
it
stupid
earlier.
soap thing for ages.
Even I, with my unquenchable thirst for practical knowledge, took only a single bite.
But that begs the question of how the man was poisoned. Because there's no sign of any food on the table.
Oh, an excellent observation, Mr. Naruhodo, and one that furnishes us with the answer we seek. When London's found soap is besmirched with foul poison. Yes, the victim's life was slain by poison that tainted the contents of this plate.
Mr. Sholmes is still pushing the soap argument then.
Perhaps he's suggesting the man licked the soap rather than ate it?
If soap in London is that poisonous, I don't think I want to be washing my hands with it. But there are no signs of any food in this room at all.
Of course, food isn't the only thing that passes people's lips, is it?
I mean, we have a fork and we have a teacup. Both of those would, we'll go with the teacup. Yes, the victim's life was claimed by the poison that tainted the teacup.
Indeed, cups have been a vessel of choice for practicing poisoners over centuries. It would appear that this victim drank every last drop.
There's no sign of food anywhere in the room. Natsume, are you okay, ma'am?
Oh, which leads us to the immutable conclusion.
This feels like Dream Blunt rotation right here.
The cause of death was clearly intoxication due to the ingestion of poison contained in this teacup.
Okay, cause of death is now poison in the tea. Alright, let's see how topic 2 changes now.
Oh, the cause of death is identified, we proceed to Act 2, where we ponder the next question. Was this suicide or murder? The audience will recall that the death occurred during the victim's last supper. Did the man dine and dine alone? Or the single teacup suggests the answer?
The Western vessel for infused hot drinks again. It's already featured heavily in our deductions so far.
Yes, we can imagine that shortly before his death, Mr. Shamspeare was having a drink of tea. There would be nothing remarkable about that, but what troubles me
is Mr. Natsume's reaction when he heard Mr. Sholmes suggest it. There's no more to this deduction than it seems.
We must closely examine the scene of the crime again for some more clues.
Okay. Well?
What's in his mouth?
The foam?
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna guess that our correction here is this other teacup.
Take that!
Yeah.
Did the man dine and die alone? This other teacup suggests the answer. Yes, there were 2 teacups in this room all along, not even being hidden.
Oh!
In other words, this is a strong indication that at the victim's last supper, there was a guest present.
At the very least, we can say now with certainty that somebody else was here in the room last night, taking tea with the victim. What are you talking about? Utterly, unbelievably, unjustly, unreasonable.
Based on your actions, my guy.
Prosecuting on such meager evidence would be foolish of us, sadly.
In which case, what more can we deduce about this possible guest at the table?
Oh, well, allow me to live the violent doubt, my dear fellow.
Do you mean to say you know exactly who was in this room at the time of the victim's death?
Indeed, that reveals the answer, of course. The broken lock.
I'm not sure I like where this deduction is going now.
I'm afraid it's too late to go back to the halcyon days of eating too much soap.
But the identity of the guest who was here last night when the victim passed away is something I have a very bad feeling about.
Well, you can try to ignore your feelings, but we cannot ignore the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, I suppose not. Time to look around again. Alright, what do we got? We have a lovely candle. We have an empty bottle.
It's empty.
Empty of liquid, but full of air. That makes you think, doesn't it?
No. It makes me think that you're full of hot air. We should be thinking about who else was in the room at the time.
Bother. Susato-san's quip in response was cleverer than my original riddle. At first glance, it seems that the only things in this room are the makeshift stage and the costumes. I overlooked these 3 books initially.
I wonder what they are. Let's see. The titles read... Oh boy. Okay. The picture of Monsieur... Yeah. Not even gonna try. Canterbury Yearnings. And... Heal for... I don't know.
Wait. I'm sure I've heard those titles before.
They were very descriptive. It could just be an incredible coincidence, but they're the exact same 3 books that Mr. Natsume purchased the other day.
What? Yeah, on the day of the unfortunate incident when Miss Green was stabbed. Soseki-san had just been to a bookshop and bought them. That's right.
And now those 3 titles are here in the room of the victim.
Yet, Mr. Natsume claims never to have been here before. What does this mean, do you think?
I really don't know what to make of it.
Alright, well, we have a pile of familiar books. Let's go with it.
Just said be gay, do crime.
Indeed, what reveals the answer, of course, is the pile of familiar books.
Oh, quite so. It's so merely a coincidence that there's three titles I hear in the room. It's the lead to the truth.
Mr. Natsume, you purchased these books 4 days ago at a secondhand bookshop.
It's just a coincidence. Oh, in that case, you will be able to bring the same 3 titles from your own room, will you not? This very moment. No, never, non-negotiable.
If you can't bring your own copies here, it proves that these 3 books are in fact yours. Having purchased the books 4 days ago and returned to your lodgings, you were arrested the very next day. So you could conceivably have brought the books here on that evening, but you never mentioned that.
In other words, you could only have brought these 3 books here to the victim's room. Okay, alright guys, come on. Last night, having returned to your lodgings after the trial concluded in the Old Bailey. In short, there is only one possible conclusion. Victim died here in the room last night as a result of poisoning.
And that same night, the victim had a visitor.
And that visitor...
was you, Mr. Soseki Natsume.
Mr. Saucy Nutmeg. Thus concludes the final act of Alashom's great deduction. And Naruhodo kind of helped, yes.
Yeah. Alright, our conclusion. Soseki Natsume at the scene. Deduction complete. Elementary.
Yo! Not again, not again, not again! Not again! Well then, Mr. Natsume. It would appear you're going to have to accompany me down to the yard again. Wait! Do hold your horses! Yes, I'm holding. Door, key, locked. Entry, exit, entirely impossible.
He's so flustered, he's being even stranger than normal.
What do you think? That's an alibi? You could have just made a copy. What? You live in the same building after all. You have plenty of opportunity, I'm sure. But... Misery me! Sorry, sir. You'll get your chance to give your side of the story later. Thoughts speak for themselves, Mr. Mustache. Oh, you horrible Sherlock Holmes.
He really has found himself an arch rival now, hasn't he?
Oh, come now, no dilly-dallying outside. There's a carriage waiting. Welcome, student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. I never imagined I'd be in this position again, but you have to help me, please. Please, I'm innocent.
Alright, I understand. We'll come to your cell later and talk about it.
Oh, one more thing.
Oh? Yes?
My poor little kitty cat. Please give him his breakfast for me.
Of course.
I love the kid.
And so, his evil curse still apparently unbroken. So Seki-san found himself once again the prime suspect in a case of murder.
Damn. Looks to be him.
Thanks to the incriminating deduction of the great detective.
My dear fellows, that honor belongs to you.
Yeah, I know, I did the deduction.
Yeah, you helped. You helped a little.
Well, at least that means Inspector Gregson's no longer here. We can examine the crime scene in more detail now.
Yes, that's right. And of course.
What?
Have you forgotten what the inspector mentioned before? It was the landlord, Mr. Garadeb, who discovered Mr. Shamsphere.
Ah, Mr. John Garadeb. Yes.
I expect we could find him in his sitting room on the top floor as usual.
Right. We must remember to go and talk to him later then. Alright, I think this might be a good place to stop.
Yeah.
For tonight. Okay, there it goes. Alright, so next stream, Thursday, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Anyone got any announcements?
This time.
Ryunosuke hates when Sholmes takes credit for his good deductions, but is happy to pass the buck to Sholmes when his deductions land someone in trouble. It's like when you see parents who go, you know, like, yes, it's my child until they're in trouble, and then it's your kid.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's like exact same thing. It's our deduction until it's a bad deduction, then it's your deduction.
Real.
How could you?
Also, now that we know that Sholmes eats soap and candles, he was probably the kid in class who ate glue.
Yeah. And worse.
He was that kid.
He was the kid that was trying to lick all the marbles.
No, not the marble licking kid. Oh.
I feel like he would have had a cold all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Alright, any announcements, anyone?
Nope.
Oh.
Alright. Well then, we will...
Don't eat marbles, candles, or soap, everyone.
Yeah, don't
the
eat soap.
Pod Challenge, or...
Ye old Tide Pod Challenge is still very passé at this point.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, we will be back on Thursday. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. And bye.
Bye.